Now that was something, man, those symbols. Good evening, everyone. Come on in here. I think that's because we've got this special guest tonight that all of a sudden, man, I tell you, technology is something, I was on a call and all of a sudden balloons went up and everybody was like, well, what's that? I was like, I don't know. It's AI, but good evening, everybody. Come on in here. Hey, I'm excited because we have a special guest tonight and I'm going to share with you some stuff that we're collaborating on. So first of all, can everybody hear me? And can they see me? Can you hear me and can you see me? I have my producer in the background giving me all of these different things. Actually, it's my husband. He does everything. So just so you know, so come on in here. Welcome to Wealthy You Wind Down Wednesday. Daisha said, what is wrong with Deb? I ain't never seen her acting like this before, right, Daisha? But listen, you're in the Wealthy You house. Hey, I see some of our new members on here as well. Ladies, I always say, let me see those cameras. I see some new faces. I want to give you some shout outs. Hello, Irene from Cali. Are you Southern or Northern? Southern or Northern? Okay, awesome. So that used to be our hangout. I used to manage the West Coast for Fidelity and live in Walnut Creek and Pleasant Hill. And I was just reminiscing, going down memory lane with one of our newest members who I'm going to shout out tonight. Hey, the fabulous Anita Jenkins, WealthyU Ambassador and Member Success Advisor, is staffing me tonight. So wave, Anita, so they know who you are, and she's the one making sure that you all get in here. So come on in the chat. Let me know where you hail from so that I can give you a shout out. Excellent. Let's see. Oh, excellent. We got the ladies and luggage crew. Awesome. Come on in so I can give them a shout out too. And I'm excited. We got a lot to cover tonight, a lot going on here in Wealthy You. Man, we've got an event coming up that I'm going to be sharing a little bit about that this evening. Let's see, a lot of training going on. I know. I want to make sure those of you who are in Wealthy You are making the training. I'm going to go over tonight a little bit about our Legacy Wealth Blueprint and the journey that if you're in Wealthy You, you're all on. And if you're not in Wealthy You, you need to be in Wealthy You on this journey. We're on a mission to help 1 million first-generation investors build their portfolios to $1 million and beyond. I was having a conversation with one of our members last night, and it warmed my heart because she's about to hit her second million. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Yeah. Let's give it a hand. And I was an interesting thing happened. Someone sent me a little note, and it got a little under my skin this week, y'all. Got a little under my skin because they was talking about, how people be talking about stuff, about how stuff is too expensive and this and that and this and that. And I just, at first I wasn't going to respond, but I had to, because here's what I want all of you to know is that one of the things we're sure of in Wealthy You is that we're going to deliver at a high level. And in order to do that, we got to keep the technology going. I'm on here every Wednesday night hanging out with y'all, doing all the things, right? We're doing challenges. We're going here, we're going there. We've got a online curriculum. We have all the things. And in order to do that, we have to be willing to make an investment in you. And what we want you to know is that any investment we make with you, we feel confident that we're going to deliver, we're going to give you a return on investment that far exceeds that. And we call that the wealth mindset. And, so as I began to think about that response, I had to step back for a minute. And I was like, whoa, that's the poverty mindset. Like the poverty mindset is when you think of everything as an expense. I want you to get this because I learned this was a very hard lesson for me to learn. You look at everything at it as an expense, and what you don't realize is that you stop stepping over dollars to get the pennies. Who needs to hear this, right? Like you stepping over dollars to get the pennies. And what I mean by that, and one of the things that I learned being around high net worth individuals as I managed the West Coast for Fidelity Investments and then came back here to DC, is that, and all of you need to write this down, wealthy people think differently. Wealthy people think differently, and it's a function, and this is what I had to understand, is that it's a function of understanding that every time they make a financial decision, what is the long-term return on that investment? And so you've heard me say this over and over again, but I'm just going to repeat it for those of you who are in, okay? The difference between an income mindset and a wealth mindset is this, is that poverty-minded people think day to day. Their transactions are based on the outcome for the day. Poor people, week to week, that's that, paycheck to paycheck mentality. Middle class people, month to month, they even sell us our products based on whether we can afford a monthly car payment, a monthly house mortgage, or whatever. Affluent people, year to year, they moving it up, they planning, they looking a little longer, they got a budget. They have budgeted their investments and their expenses. Are y'all with me? But wealthy people think generation to generation. And so what I want you to understand is, what is the difference between poverty mindset and wealth mindset? What is the difference in the chat? What is the difference in the perspective of the wealth mindset? What is the difference? Do 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 do. What is it? You know what it is, y'all? Okay, I see these answers come. Planning, I love it. Makita, ding, 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 ding. A long-term perspective is the wealth mindset. So what I want everyone on here to understand is that anything of any significance, of any wealth, of any value takes time. Are y'all with me? I know I kind of got off point a little bit, but that part, it just didn't sit right with me, It just didn't sit right with me. So I want people to be clear and understand that I know my assignment, and my assignment is all of you. And one of the things we say on this team is that we measure our performance on your results. Hey, hey, hey. So welcome, 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 ladies. Let's see those cameras. I want to see your beautiful faces. Hey, hey, hey. I'm going to call out y'all who have your cameras on. Thank you, Stephanie. Karen Parham, that's don't be hiding, girl. I see you. I see you. Who else is on? Diane Harris, great. It's good to see you. Pretty in pink, looking good. Let's see, Makita. So good to see you, girl. I'm so proud of you. In fact, I was having a conversation, your ears should be burning, with someone, and it was from your win that you shared about how you talked to me 2 years ago, and I was like, girl, you got to make more money. That stuck with you, and then you went to 6 figures, and so that warmed my heart, right? And so before we go any further, I'm going to be introducing our guest in just a moment, but one of the things I want to do off the top is wins. I need 3 people. Let me see some virtual hands. I want you to share your wins, because if you share your wins on WealthyU Wind Down Wednesday, guess what you get? Guess what you get? I just want you to know, I want to give a shout out to our most recent winner, and that was Tracy Clark last week, she won the WealthyU Wind Down t-shirt. And hey, we're giving away swag, right? We're giving away swag. So you guys see, I got my little WealthyU t-shirt on. Who wants to share their wins? I've got some Wealth Secrets book over here. And so let me just talk about what wins are. I've even gotten, now I know you guys got to step up our WealthyU planner. So any win, did you see your credit score go up? Did you see, did your investment, I know this market, who in here owns Bitcoin? Bitcoin hit 60,000 yesterday. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So in the chat, let me know if you want to share your wins, right? Who wants to share their wins, or do I have to call some people out? So you can wave, you can put up a virtual hand. Let's see who's gonna win my wonderful, wonderful gift for this evening. Okay, excellent. Makeda, I'm gonna open your phone and I'm gonna open up your mic. Go right ahead, Makeda. You got to unmute.
Okay. Hi, good evening,
Good evening.
everybody. Yes. I've been thinking a lot since our last conversation about how I can not just use the income I currently have, but how can I create, I've been reading the Nickel and Diming book that you wrote about Mr. Earl.
Yes.
And the side hustles that he used to really set up his nest egg. And it just happens that this week there was a associate that I know that lost their job, and I offered to do their resume over. And what I realized is that over the years, I've been helping people with their resumes for free and without even thinking to say, hey, maybe this could be something that I could do as a side hustle. And I decided today that I'm going to start that. I'm going to start offering that as a service, and I'm going to get paid to do it. And that's going to be my new side hustle.
I love it. I love it. Let's give Makeda some love. Wow, Makeda, I'm so glad you said that, because one of in Wealth Secrets, right? So if any of you are struggling around trying to figure out what you need to do to create income, right? One of the things that in the second chapter, well, not, it's probably the third chapter, but anyway, the second secret is your superpower. And your superpower really is your gift. And you just gave a great example, Makeda, of how you identify your gift. Typically, your gift is something you do very easily. And so because it's a gift, you don't really value it. You think other people have it too, right? And what you have to understand about your gift is that your gift is how you serve, but you should be compensated for sharing that gift, because if you're using your gift in the right way, you are adding value to others. And that, my friend, is the secret to the wealth mindset, right? So wealth is not about getting, it's about giving. And when you give abundantly without expecting anything in return, that is how you win at wealth. Thank you for sharing, Makeda. Do we have any other wins that we want to share before I introduce our amazing, amazing guest this evening? Anybody? Okay. All right. I need 2 more, though. I want 3. If not, Makeda's going to get that gift. Don't be scared. All right.
I guess I can say something.
Yes, you can. Go right ahead, Diane.
This is Sophonia.
Oh, Sophonia. Go ahead, Sophonia.
Oh, I think I put it in the WealthyU community about when I decided to rent out my basement, it wasn't finished. So I'm going to rent it out, 2 bedrooms, kitchenette, the whole nine, and make that a part of my income.
I
And
love that.
yes.
Sophonia, thank you. Let's give Sophonia a hand, man. Because you're gonna, and the other strat, you're gonna be able to write off part of your house. You're gonna have income coming in. You're gonna be able to offset that income with your depreciation and all of the lovely things that we learn in the legacy wealth is accelerated. Get it, girl. Let's give Sophonia a hand. Okay, go, go, go. The reason why I want you guys to share is because are you guys learning from what these other women are doing? Like Makita just gave you a great idea about how to use your gift to earn income. Makita, some of you are sitting 10 feet away from gold. Certainly Sophonia was like what, like 100 feet away downstairs, probably 1 feet away downstairs in her basement. And what I would say to all of you, that's what winning at wealth is about. What I want you to know is every one of you have everything you need to be everything you need to be, but you got to implement and you got to take action. And what's important is that you're in the room. That's why WealthyU is here, the community. We're here to support you, to cheer you on. And your net worth is determined by your net worth. And this network is always here to share ideas with you about how you can win at wealth. So let's give a hand for those wins. Well done, Sophonia. But the most important thing I want all of you to have in your at top of mind when you're in this community is how can you impact? I mean, how can you implement? How can you make an impact? So tonight, after we go through this evening and you hear all these amazing stories and you hear the wonderful things that my guest is doing and how we're collaborating and how I'm going to be meeting with her and her group, and they're here visiting with us now. The power of network, talking about the power of network. It's exactly how I met our guest this evening. And I want to pin her and properly introduce her. And then let me pin myself so we'll be side by side. Yeah, hey, 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 with little ladies in luggage. That's right. But tonight I'm really excited because the way I met the woman that I'm about to introduce is we are in a mastermind together. And when you know you're in a powerful mastermind is when your leader immediately says, well, you know what? I think you should know so-and-so, and you two should get together because you're serving the same woman. And I bet if you put those two heads together, that something really magical can have and can happen. And so as a result of him sharing with her that we should collaborate, she reached out to me and I was like, man, I love what you're doing. Not only do I want to collaborate, but I want to come over there and hang out with you guys. And so as a result of that, I went to her community and shared what we're doing here in WealthyU. But this woman is powerful. Her name is Daisha Wood. She's the lady CEO behind Ladies and Luggage Travel Group, where extraordinary journeys and lifetime connections await. For nearly 2 decades, Daisha has been a force in entrepreneurship, dedicated to serving clients with gratitude, appreciation, and boundless love. At Ladies in Luggage, she specializes in curating exceptional travel experiences for women aged 40 to 80, more than just trips. Her adventures are opportunities, and I am so excited to welcome Miss Daisha Woods to the WealthyU community. Hey, 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 lady, how are you?
Hey, how are you, Deborah? I am super excited to be here. Hi, ladies. I see LNL is in the building. Thank you for that great welcome. And yes, like definitely being a part of an amazing network. TSP has brought me to know Deborah. She is super amazing. I am so excited about our event coming up next month. In just a few weeks, actually. And yeah, thanks for having me over.
Yeah, so I wanna talk about the event that's coming up. In fact, I'm joining. Daisha invited me to join her in Nashville, Tennessee. So if any of y'all are in Nashville, you need to come and hang with us. And if you're
Yes.
not in Nashville, hey, hop on a plane. So I want you to talk a little bit about. First, I want them to get to know you, Daisha. So tell us, how did you get started in travel?
I know. So a friend came to me and like, I know you always travel, so I think this is a good opportunity for you in the travel industry. And this was back in 2013, and I started out as it was just a hobby, right? And then I started thinking about like, I've really been doing this for a long time. I've always been the person that booked the trips for the family, the girls' trips that never came out the group chat. Cause I know, like, raise y'all hand, y'all. I know y'all got those girls' trips that do not make it out the group chat. Like 20 of y'all say we going, two of y'all go. It's just crazy, right? I've always been that friend that booked all the groups. High school, y'all. I booked my high school senior trip. Now I couldn't go because it was go to work or go on a cruise, but I booked it, right? And so then in 2015, I really got serious about how travel could really impact not just my life and my family, but the community that I wanted to impact. African American women, we have over the last 10, 15 years, we have really stepped up our travel game. We are trending in travel all the time. We are going to all of the places. We are taking all of the Instagrammable photos. Like we're just trending. And so I really got serious about it. 2015, 2016, we had our first group trip because that's all that we do. We only do hosted group travel. And our first hosted group trip was to Cincinnati Music Festival. Then we had Dubai for New Year's Eve, and the rest is history. From then until now, we have made close to $10 million in travel. Um,
Wow.
and we continue to grow. I absolutely, positively love my ladies and luggage community. They are the dopest. It's really all about community for me. Building sisterhood is way more important to me than any dollar made. Being able to talk to people who, like when Deborah was saying, like, the stories that your community brings to you, like people saying that this is my sister friend now, like, they're going on trips together outside of the group. They are sisters. They're going out to brunch. They're going to family. We've had people who lose their mother, their friends, and we are supporting each other. So that is the most amazing part of being the CEO of Ladies and Luggage. Like the community is
Well,
everything
I
to me.
love that because again, your gifts will make room for you. And
Yes.
certainly that you it's in your story is indicative of that. I do wonder, as your business has grown and as your community has grown, what has been the thing that has most surprised you about your community?
I don't know if I would say most surprised, but I see a lot of brown faces here. And y'all know how society, has this stigma on us that we cannot do nothing together because we have too much drama. No.
A little
That
housewives.
we are not the housewives. We go on these trips. We look out for each other. We make sure that everybody is good. We have a great time. There is no drama. So that right there, that is the biggest thing. Like, you know, letting society know that we can get together and have a great time and be drama free.
I love that. I love that. So I am interested though. how many, like, let's say Dubai, you traveled to Dubai. Was that one of your first international trips?
It was our first international trip. Our very first trip was in July of 2016 to Cincinnati Music Festival. It was a bus trip from Chicago to Cincinnati. We probably had about 40 people. Um, really a whole lot of marketing because we were brand new. We didn't know anything about that. And the same with our first Dubai trip. Was in December of 2016, New Year's Eve in Dubai. There were 18 of us. And listen, I've been in Atlanta now for 2 years, moved from Chicago to Atlanta 2 years ago, and had my mother is a retired airline employee, y'all. She can fly free. Okay. And she not even coming to Atlanta because she's like, girl, I'm not getting on no airplane. But had my mother not been afraid to fly 14 hours, me and my family would probably have moved to Dubai instead of Atlanta. That's
Ah,
I've been to Dubai 9 times since 2016. I absolutely love Dubai.
well, I am interested then. The reason why I asked you the question was Dubai, your first international trip. Of those 18 women, how many of them was it their first trip, international trip?
Um, Probably everyone. Everyone had brand new passports, with the exception of one person who was actually my aunt. And our first girls' trip that kind of sort of made it out the group chat because we started at 20 and we ended at 11. So of those 11, I didn't have a passport until 2014, y'all. I did not have a passport myself until 2014. So one of the people on the trip was the person who went with me on our first international trip to Jamaica, but everyone else was brand new to international travel.
And the reason I find that intriguing is because honestly, I mean, my husband and I, we traveled to Caribbean, we would tour with Tom Joyner, so but we'd never been abroad until last year. We did a Dave Cost cruise out of Portugal in Europe, and we both looked at each other like, what were we waiting on? And so in the chat, I'd love to hear if I'd love to for you guys to respond if you've never taken an international trip, put me in the chat. Because the other thing I wanted to ask you about, Daisha, is how as you look at it now from that first trip, what kind of impact are you making just from the standpoint of exposing the community to experiences that, I mean, some of us, I'm gonna be serious with you, I'm from Detroit, and some of them people that I know haven't even left the West Side. There's the West Side, the East Side, they don't leave. And so when you're talking about going on international trips, what do you do to prepare people who are afraid?
So, I'm one of those very hands-on owners. Like my team, Lamar, is trying to get me to be like you got to get a staff. I have a staff now, but I'm a very hands-on person. And I know sometimes it can be scary, especially when you go into places like Dubai. Listen, my mother grilled me for probably 2 weeks before we left. She's like, the Taliban is there, girl. Why are you going there? They got bombs. I'm like, mother.
Oh,
Relax, lady. Like she was afraid. And so having to calm her down, giving her my full itinerary, she wanted to know every step that we were taking every single day. But giving people, telling our story, allowing people to come in and give their testimonials about the different destinations that we've gone to, from Dubai to the Maldives to Egypt, to Thailand, and being able to do it with other people. I know there's some people who want to do solo travel, and you can do solo travel and have your own room, but having that comfort of having other people that may be their first trip, they can be your roommate. Having a host, because we always have a host there, and we always have a pre-departure call. So any of your questions, any of your anxieties, we are there to help you to get over those, because literally, I promise you, when you step your foot on that plane, and maybe the flight may give you the jitters at first, because I'm gonna tell you, some flights, it's gonna take you some time to get there. But when you get off and you just your mind says, I am in another like dimension almost. It is a whole nother feeling that takes over. And the travel bug is real, y'all. It's real. It's absolutely real. You step foot in Dubai and you begin to experience something like that you probably have never have. And for some people, never will again. The bug hits. It's just that.
Ah, that's interesting. So in the chat, Irene Wallman says, I'm from Europe, so we travel every year internationally, but it's the only way to keep in contact with my family. McCole Thomas says, going to Dubai with ladies and luggage in October. So you got another one of those trips going. Angela from Tennessee said, I've traveled with ladies and luggage and the experience is amazing. And you know what's interesting though, I saw you, Daisha, were you in Singapore?
Oh, for New Year's Eve, we went to Singapore for 4 days and then we went to Bali for 4 days. Now, that flight was crazy, but it was worth it. They both were amazing. I think Singapore is the cleanest place I've ever been in life. Dubai is very clean too, but Singapore has to probably be the cleanest place I've ever been to. But yes, and like one of our VIP clients here, Nicole, said, we have a group chat. So the ladies are, even before the trip, they're able to talk to each other and kind of ease their anxieties that way too. And y'all, I'm the go live girl. I'm the go live girl. I'm live. They know they can ask.
I saw you in your room. I just got in my room. Uh, you were holding your head. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay awake, but I
Yes.
just wanted to show you guys.
Yes. I'm the go live girl. I'm going live almost every day. Almost every day I'm going live.
You're a better one than me. And so I want to, Daisha, just to give our community, and we're streaming live, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, give folks a sense of what it's like to travel in a group. Like give us a sense of how ladies and luggage operates. I know you have chapters, so if I'm listening to this and I want to go on a trip in ladies and luggage, how do I even start?
So first of all, you can find us everywhere at Ladies and Luggage. Like, we are Ladies and Luggage on Facebook, which is where the majority of our community lives. Instagram, we're working on it. We doing better on Instagram. TikTok, we are everywhere at Ladies and Luggage, even our website. Group travel. So like I said, probably over the last 15, maybe 18 years, especially the African American community of women have really begun to travel more. Some are just solo travelers because, again, there was so many of us that couldn't get our friends to go. They did not have passports. They didn't have anyone to watch their children. But now we're in our 40s. People's time off is different. Some people's money is funny, but not over here, because we know Deborah got y'all together. But everybody's wallet ain't the same. Like, you don't want the floral balances, and they do, because they like, it's cheap over there with them floral balances. And you like, girl, no, I'm not sleeping in that room, right? But traveling with a group, a lot of times people think that the first thing is, we think travel as flight and hotel. That's not how we think. Travel for us is an experience. And so when you travel with us, all you're doing is paying and packing. We have everything else planned, from if we are in Singapore and we have to get to Bali on a flight, the intercountry flights are included. The tours are included. All of our Africa trips, and Deborah, all of our Africa trips are booked with Jay in the collaborative. So all of our Africa trips have all meals included. So we try to make sure, because again, some people may never get to experience these places again. It's a one and done. Like, if you go to Dubai once, you may never get to go back. And then there's some people who don't want to go back because there's so much world to see. So we want to make sure that you have an experience of a lifetime with women who you can now say, oh, we went to Dubai together. Let's go to Zanzibar together. We're roommates now. We have roommate matching, which, if I should say so myself, our roommate matching program is pretty dope. we have the roommate matching, we have the payment plans, and Deborah talked about our communities. We just started last September what we call community chapters. Right now, we have 16 cities that have anywhere from 50 to about 200 women in each chapter. And what they do every month as a community is a local community is they go to brunch, they go bowling, they go to paint and sips, all different type of local events to get to know each other. And then they say, hey, let's go on this trip together. Hey, let's go on this trip together. And that is what the trip next month is about. We're bringing all of the community chapters together for the first time to meet each other. And we wanted Deborah to come and a couple of other speakers to come and talk about different topics where, again, for me, it's all about community, and we want to make sure that our community is wealthy, has great relationships, has great mental health. And so yeah, that's ladies and luggage in a nutshell.
I love it. So talk to us. So now, it's a great segue into, the chapters and kind of how they've evolved. And now you're doing even more like this event. So let's talk about the event that you're having in Nashville that's coming up. I'm excited. I'm going to be one of your speakers, but talk to them about the event in Nashville, what it's designed for, and how, if they want to attend, they can.
Absolutely. So again, it's all about bringing our local communities together and building up, continuing to build up a stronger sisterhood, because we want to make sure that not only are they traveling, that they have someone, we just have one of our VIP clients lost her mom, and I'm not in Chicago anymore and she is. And I was so elated that so many of the ladies were there for her, locally, and, supported her and went to the service and was with her after and before and checking on her. So continuing to build that type of friendship outside of the travel piece is what we are doing. We want to all come together, meet each other in all 16 communities being represented. We're going to have Saturday is going to be our speaking day with our 2 speakers. And if you've never heard of Yanni Brown, she is our relationship expert. Yes, she's doing Yanni Brown After Dark. She is super dope. Of course, y'all, listen, I know they can tell you. I see Detroit, Nashville, Chicago in this chat. One thing ladies and luggage gonna do for sure is feed you. So we are definitely having some good food. We love us a Beauties in Blue pool party. We love us some card playing, whether you bid or spades. Okay, we love some let's not forget Uno. Uno, I don't play Uno with them because it'd be 7 hours of Uno. But we love to get together and have a great time, build each other up, and then say, hey, now after this, what trip you going on? Where are we going next? What airport are we meeting next? Because we definitely want to still hit these, we say hit these travel streets together. But yeah, that community piece and building that is one of the things that I'm really focusing on this year and beyond, because the communities, again, it's everything to me.
So one of the things I found interesting as well, Daisha, you focus on like 40 to 80 is how you describe. How did that happen? And is there a reason for you focusing on identifying that age demographic as who you want to serve?
So when I first started, of course, we never really know who our audience is. And so I began to be more personal, show up more on social media. And that is who our client base began to be. It was 40 to about 50. Not until the pandemic, our 60 plus crew, which we call our aunties, listen to me. The aunties have been showing up and showing out since 2020. They are taking over ladies and luggage in leaps and bounds, because auntie want to be outside. And y'all think auntie, when the difference, we have those 2 communities. So we have our sisters, which are the 40 plus, and then our aunties are 60 plus. And sometimes aunties be like, I don't want to be on I want to be on auntie's trip. And we do have some that are exclusively for aunties. The aunties are amazing. Let's trying to say yes. But it is just for me, it's a term of endearment. And then for our aunties trip, we try to make sure, because we do have some aunties that may have some mobility issues, that may be a little slower, need to, have a slower pace, have less activity. And so we create the trips for aunties specific with that in mind, right? And then our other trips that everyone can attend, aunties can attend also. But we still have aunties that attend those trips too, and they have a great time. But we will accommodate them if needed. But yes, we have those two demographics, but they love to be around each other. And so we have the mixed trips. But yes, our aunties, and they feisty. Y'all aunties, I tell them every time, there's two things aunties gonna do. They're gonna talk smart and they're gonna book them trips.
And they're gonna pay in full. That's one
And
thing
they're gonna
about
pay in
aunties.
full, yes.
For the discount. Well, Daisha, it's been any questions for Daisha in the chat, please put them there. Tell me though, how if our community and if those folks who are listening, we're streaming on Facebook, streaming on YouTube, if they want to learn how they can get involved in Ladies and Luggage and where your trips are, is there a particular website? What's the best way for them to learn more?
Yep, I'll put the website in the chat. But again, we are at ladiesandluggage.com. You can go to our website there. Put that in the chat. And I'm not used to putting nothing in the chat because I normally have my
I got you. Me
I said,
too.
okay, so that is our website, Ladies and Luggage. Our name everywhere else. We are on, again, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And yes, y'all listen. Only thing I do not check is my inbox. But you can reach out to us by email. I'll put that in the chat as well. Questions at ladiesandluggage.com. Myself or someone on my team will email you back. And yes. Oh, and then you can text us.
Outstanding. Well, Daisha, I have a question for you from Makeda, and she says, what was the biggest inner hurdle you had to confront in starting and building your business? That's a great question, Makeda, as someone who's just starting hers.
I think for me, it was getting past not having friends and family support. We always like, hey, y'all, I got this new business. Come support, come support. I had to realize, and it took me a little while to realize that that's not my client. And I'm okay with that now. I don't tell them about any of our trips. If they come to me and say, hey, what's coming up next? Hey, go to the website. But I had to get past that. And it was hurtful that, I'm like, follow my business page. And they like, But now I know why, because they are not my ideal client. And I'm okay with that.
That's good. That's good. It is a hard lesson, it is interesting when I go home. I totally can relate to that, Daisha. When I go home and, friends that I've grown up with, my husband and I were from Detroit, and we go back and so much has changed, over the 30 years that we've been away from there. And, they followed my journey, just like all of your folks, I'm sure, from Chicago have followed yours. And one of the things that I had to come to terms with, and I think this is good advice to everyone, and we talk about this in WealthyU, is sometimes familiarity breeds contempt, right? And so what I mean by that, it's not that people don't want to see you do well, it's just that they see you a certain way, right? They remember Daisha, that girl in high school who booked the high school trip. And they're still there back with you. And when you start talking about you've built this business and you're doing multiple 7 figures, and they just can't relate to that. So I just want to say, Daisha, how grateful I am for being able to participate with your community and your upcoming event your chapter-wide event in Nashville. Thanks so much for inviting me to speak. I can't wait to come and meet those ladies in person. And would you love to just leave us with some inspiring words for travel?
I would say just do it. Even I tell people this all the time, like there may be some times if you like, okay, these friends, we've been trying for 2 years to go to this trip, even if it's Jamaica, even if it's to Nashville, just do it. Because guess what? Just like anything else, once they see that you decide that you're going to do it without them, now they're interested, right? They like, oh, you went by yourself? You had fun? Oh, you going somewhere else by yourself? Now they want to come. Just do it, because they're going to come or they not. And they're going to live, just like I was saying about the family, they're going to continue to watch you, but just do it. Just do it. Live your life, because it's so much. This world is beyond infinite. There is so much to see. You probably some of us probably never see the entire 198, they keep adding them, 198 countries, right? We may not ever see them, but there is so much that you can see before you leave this world. So just do it.
Love it. Well, let's give Daisha Woods a hand. Let's check out our website. Let's go on some of those group trips. I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks, Daisha, and your crew. And thanks so much for coming on WealthyU Wind Down Wednesday.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Let's give her some love. Listen, how many of you want to travel? How many of you have thought about Singapore and all the things? Well, guess what? You can have all the things. And that's really, really what I want to talk about next, because not only can you have all the things, but you need to make sure that you've done the proper planning and that everything is in order. And that's exactly what I want to talk about next, because guess what? We have an amazing, amazing event coming up. So watch the tape.
The first woman in your family to build wealth? We know how hard it is. You don't have anyone teaching you how, yet here you are, grinding and figuring it out on your own. But let us be honest, what's worked so far won't get you to 7-figure success and beyond. The strategies that got you to 6 figures just aren't enough for where you're headed. It doesn't have to be this way. Welcome to Legacy Wealth Blueprint Live, the ultimate event designed exclusively for career and business-minded women who want to take their wealth-building journey up a level.
Deborah has been such an important part of my path to building legacy wealth.
The wisdom that you were dropping in between the segments, it just was like, I gotta have this.
One of the biggest shifts for me was that I was capable of learning and understanding everything that I needed to know in order to be a smart investor.
So when I reached out to you, we had a conversation, and the first thing we talked about was mindset. And once the mindset was created and the vision was created, then it was, all right, now strategy.
Thanks to the shift in mindset, I was able to provide financial support to my parents when I could, but also I was able to care for myself. Financially, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was still just saving.
I was just so grateful that I had the education that I had gotten from the WealthyU program, because it helped me to position myself a different way and be more fiscally responsible with my money.
I took that money and wiped out the credit card debt I had.
I'm frustrated. I feel undervalued, underappreciated, that sometimes overworked, and I engaged you to help me repackage my experiences so that I could be compensated what I felt like I deserved for the work that I was doing and for the talents and the skills that I brought to the table. And then after the program, I was able to kind of reframe the services and my talents differently to the company so that I was then promoted into a role. And so by the end of that year, I was able to pay off what I needed to and have monies left over to then push myself into a 6-figure retirement portfolio.
This is an important part of building
intergenerational wealth that Deborah talks about is not just the money that you leave, but the confidence that you leave behind.
Make the commitment and join us as we shatter financial barriers together while unlocking all of the knowledge that has been hidden from you until now. Understand higher level mindset, strategic investment possibilities, and actionable plans so that greatness can become a reality for you. With our help, step into the world of unlimited possibilities as you learn how sustainable investments turn income into lasting generational wealth.
All right. Well, I want to invite all of you. Listen, this is going to be an intimate event. You are not going to want to miss this. Our speaker roster is shaping up just fantastically. And what I want you to know is that the Legacy Wealth Blueprint event, what's so special about it is every one of those women you saw in the video, with the exception of one, will be there. And what I love about WealthyU is we're able to provide you with the actual transformation stories of women just like you, right? Who started, who knew nothing, and now they're not only have they internalized and mastered the concepts themselves, but now they're teaching it to their families. Ladies, that is what legacy is about. What I'm also excited is that what we're seeing kind of organically is now we have mothers bringing their daughters. And so want to talk about legacy. We've got women in WealthyU who's accelerated their financial growth. And it's all about, the knowledge of how to build wealth is not just for you. It's not. It's so that you can transfer the most valuable of asset of all to your family. And so the reason you want to be in the room is because even before you get in the room, we're going to be sharing with you the exact blueprint that most of the women in WealthyU, that all of the women in WealthyU used. And so to have that transformation and accelerate their financial growth. So if you're looking at the screen, that Legacy Wealth Blueprint, we're gonna show you exactly the steps that you need to take if you're finally ready to achieve the level of financial success you desire and you deserve. And so there are levels to that. And the first level is creating your seven-figure blueprint. And that's exactly what you're going to learn how to do through the Legacy Wealth Blueprint event. I don't know if you remember, but in that video, Tamika Smith, who is going to be one of our MC for the event, she talked about first it was mindset, then it was strategy and execution. And within 18 to 2 years, not only had she paid off all her debt, but she had gotten past that over that six-figure number in her own retirement plan. So Tamika's going to be there sharing exactly what she did. So in the chat, I want you to know that they're only, these seats are filling up quickly as well as the hotel. So in the chat, if you look, the Legacy Wealth event.com, if you'll go to that screen and make sure you secure your seat, I'm going to share my screen so that I can go over just what you can expect. Now, the main event is April 6th, but the VIP reception starts on Friday night. We have a DJ who's going to be there all day Saturday, and then we're going to have a great evening as well. And that's going to also culminate with a brunch, a sort of, what do I want to say? We call it the Syndicate Brunch, where the whole goal of this event is for you to understand that you need to expand your network, and that's why you need to be in the room. I often say this. And that is your socioeconomic condition is the average of the 5 people you're spending most of your time with. So now what you're going to be able to come is to come into this event, and you're going to be able to finally be around a group of like-minded women, not only who are winning at wealth, but want you to win at wealth want you to win at wealth as well. And so what that's really going to require is for you to be in the room. And so I want to talk just a moment about who's going to be in that room. The first thing I want to talk about is before you even get to the event, you're going to meet with your WealthyU ambassador, and she's going to share with you exactly what you need to do to create your 7-figure blueprint. So before you even get there, you are going to be prepared so that when you leave, you're ready to implement and execute on all of the content and information that you're going to receive throughout those 3 days. So if you come to the VIP reception, that means you've come in at VIP level. And that night, we're going to have a reception with food, and we're going to connect, and we're going to set the stage and the intention for the rest of the weekend. On Saturday, all day, our roster, we're going to go through those 3 levels that I talked about. The financial awakening, making sure that you understand what you need to do to create your blueprint. The next thing is you're going to be hearing from a panel of women who knew nothing, and within a few short years, they accelerated their financial growth. They're going to be sharing their wealth acceleration stories. And then we're going to save not the best for last, but what's really, really exciting and what I'm really proud about is our keynote. Our keynote is the amazing Era Scales, who is SVP of the National Association of Real Estate Investment Trust, or NARET. And she's going to be there sharing the information about what large investment trust, what real estate, what opportunities are available for folks like you and me to get access to. So you are not going to want to miss this. You are going to want to be in the room. So again, in the chat, I'm going to share my screen once again. And what I want you to do is there's room for you, and there is time, right? But we're out of there was time, but we're out of time. We are less than 1 month away, and those tickets are selling quickly. And when we have capacity for 80, and once we fill up that room, that's it. That's all we can do. But what we know is that you need to be in the room. So simply go to the website. The link is in the chat, and secure your seat. So there is VIP admission. For VIP, you're going to have the networking reception. You have VIP seating. You have I talked about the Legacy Wealth Blueprint pre-training. We're gonna have a fabulous goodie bag. I can't wait to share with you what that looks like, with lots of goodies inside. You're gonna have continental breakfast. For those at VIP level, you're gonna have lunch. And then for those of you who we're gonna have dinner that night. And then we're going to have a social Saturday night, and then a brunch in the Sunday morning. All of this, the most important aspect of this, and what I want all of you to understand, is that it's really, really about you being in the room. So again, the tickets are selling, the rooms are filling up. Now, as soon as you get your ticket, you're going to get the link to register to get your room at the Marriott. This is being held at the National Harbor outside of Washington, D.C. It's right on the water. They're great restaurants. Everything that you need will be within walking distance from where you are. Again, general admission is $497. You are going to be in the room. You're going to get your workbook. We're going to make sure that you have the same legacy wealth blueprint that is now responsible for hundreds, now thousands of women just like you, finally taking ownership of their success and building their first 6- and 7-figure investment portfolios. So in the chat, let me know who's already coming. If you've already bought your ticket, put me, because I want to make sure that I give you a shout out. Who has already bought their tickets so that I can give them a shout out? Hold on, let me go to gallery view. Who's in the house? Awesome, awesome. Okay. All right. So folks, we're right at 9:02. Lastly, I want to make sure those of you who are in WealthyU, you have training tomorrow. You're analyzing and researching mutual funds training. Again, if you have any questions about the Legacy Wealth event, make sure you connect with your ambassador. Anita Jenkins is right here. Anita, you can connect with Anita. If you want to learn more, make sure that you join our WealthyU community. Irene says, how do you sign up for WealthyU? Anita, why don't you connect with Irene? And Anita, you can either go to wealthyu.com and there's an apply link, or we're going to have Anita, you can go right into direct messaging and get Irene's information, and we'll let you know. We have several different programs depending upon how we can meet your needs and help you achieve your objectives. So guys, it's right at 9:02. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope, did you guys enjoy, Daisha? Excellent. Did you guys enjoy Daisha? Definitely check out Ladies and Luggage Travel. And that's going to do it for me this evening. Have a great evening, everybody. And I'll see you right back here next Wednesday on WealthyU Wind Down.